About Naw-Ruz, Abdu'l-Baha, center of the Covenant of Baha'u'llah, speaks lovingly of it as a furtherance to revelations of the previous manifestations of God in their dispensations that had immeasurable effect on the world at those times. Naw-Ruz, the Master says, represents the return of the Son of Reality, when a reawakening of the Spirit occurs and the light of a new revelation shines equally upon the entirety of God's creation. Just as the solar cycle has its 4 seasons, the cycle of the Son of Reality has its distinct and successive periods. Each brings its vernal season or springtime. When the Son of Reality returns to quicken the world of mankind, a divine bounty descends from the heaven of generosity. The realm of thoughts and ideals is set in motion and blessed with a new life. Minds are developed, hopes brightened, and aspirations become spiritual. The virtues of the human world appear with freshened power of growth, and the image and likeness of God become visible in man. It is the springtime of the inner world. So then, what are the origins of Naw-Ruz? Well, the Bab in his ministry who foretold the coming of Baha'u'llah had instituted in the solar year the Baha'i calendar, composed of 19 months, each of 19 days. The first month and the first day of each month are both named after an attribute of God. Hence, the word splendor became Naw-Ruz, the first day of the year, as well as for the 19-day feast. And this day was called the Day of God by the Bab, and was associated with He whom God shall make manifest, which was Baha'u'llah. Then, in the coming of the promised one of all ages, Baha'u'llah, the one foretold, formally ordained Naw-Ruz in the Khedive Akdas as a feast unto those who have observed the period of fasting that precedes Naw-Ruz, and says in these words, O pen of the Most High, say, O people of the world, we have enjoined upon you fasting during a brief period, and at its close have designated for you Naw-Ruz as a feast. Also, Baha'u'llah speaks further upon this in an excerpt from the prayer of Naw-Ruz about the ordinances empowered upon the friends. Praised be thou, O my God, that thou hast ordained the Naw-Ruz as a festival unto those who have observed the fast for love of thee, and abstained from all that is abhorrent unto thee. Grant, O my Lord, that the fire of thy love and the heat produced by the fast enjoined by thee may inflame them in thy cause, and make them to be occupied with thy praise and with remembrance of thee. Thus, Naw-Ruz, the first day of the Baha'i New Year, falls on March the 21st, the first day of spring, brought about by the vernal equinox. It also is one of the 5 Baha'i festivals and one of the 11 Baha'i holy days in the Baha'i year on which work is to be suspended. But it also coincides with the 19-day Feast of Splendor. But both events are kept separate, and therefore Baha'i communities typically and unreservedly observe Naw-Ruz in joyous celebration that combine prayerful devotions in fervid fellowship. In speaking about the Son of Reality that quickens the world of mankind in the dawn of a new day for humanity, Abdu'l-Baha says this in this excerpt. At the time of the vernal equinox in the material world, a wonderful, vibrant energy and new life quickening is observed everywhere in the vegetable kingdom. The animal and the human kingdoms are resuscitated and move forward with a new impulse. The whole world is born anew, resurrected. Gentle zephyrs are set in motion, wafting and fragrant. Flowers bloom. The trees are in blossom. The air temperate and delightful. How pleasant and beautiful become the mountains, fields, and meadows. Likewise, he continues, the spiritual bounty and springtime of God quicken the world of humanity with a new animus and vivification. All the virtues which have been deposited and potential in human hearts are being revealed from the reality as flowers and blossoms from the divine gardens. It is a day of joy, a time of happiness, a period of spiritual growth. I beg of God that this divine spiritual civilization may have the fullest impression and effect upon you. May you become as growing plants. May the trees of your hearts bring forth new leaves and variegated blossoms. May ideal fruits appear from them in order that the world of humanity, which has grown and developed in material civilization, may be quickened in the bringing forth of spiritual ideals. And Abdu'l-Baha speaks further of transformation and essence of all things in its glory and expresses it in these words. Soon the whole world, as in springtime, will change its garb. The turning and falling of the autumn leaves is past. The bleakness of the winter time is over. The new earth hath appeared, and the spiritual springtime is at hand. The black earth is beaming, a verdant garden. The deserts and mountains are teeming with red flowers. From the borders of the wilderness, the tall grasses are standing like advanced guards before the cypress and jessamine trees, while the birds are singing among the rose branches like the angels in the highest heavens, announcing the glad tidings of the approach of that spiritual spring, and the sweet music of their voices is causing the real essence of all things to move and quiver. Lastly, on the occasion of Naw-Ruz in 1906, Abdu'l-Baha wrote to the American Baha'is imparting his wishes and blessings, saying in this excerpt, "It is now the beginning of a cycle of reality, a new cycle, a new age, a new century, a new time, and a new year. I wish this blessing to appear and become manifest in the faces and characteristics of the believers, so that they too may become a new people and may make the world a new world. To that end, the sword be turned into the olive branch, the flash of hatred become the flame of the love of God, all races as one race, and all national anthems harmonized into one melody." To conclude, those words intoned by Abdu'l-Baha are echoed in the principles of the United Nations, embracing every year the first day of spring in reaffirmation to their commitment to human rights and dignity. that is to promote mutual respect and reconciliation, and to protect the planet, and to live in harmony with nature. These will undoubtedly in time blossom even further, the seeds of world unity laden in the covenant of Baha'u'llah that will truly bring about a more peaceful, more sustainable, more inclusive world for all. And so we say on this first day of spring, Happy Naw-Ruz to all in this celebration of the growth and oneness of mankind, and that it will bring to all joy, good health, unity, and prosperity.